Hello and welcome back to Mom and Pop's Video Shop. I am Joel.
And I'm Tyson.
And for this week's movie rental quick pick recommendation, I'm going to grab off the stacks. Thank you for entering the shop. And I'm going to tell you, you must watch. If you have no idea, I want to watch like a thriller, kind of, I don't know, but you know, I'm not sure what I want. This is what I got for you, kids. The Hitcher. From 1986, directed by Robert Harmon and starring one Rutger Hauer, C. Thomas Howell, of course, and a very, very young Jennifer Jason Leigh. This movie is a classic. I will let the cat out of the bag and say that it is a 10 out of 10 for me. It always has been. It always will be. It is part of one of my, if not my favorite subgenre, as you and I've talked about a million times.
Sure.
Which is the highway horror, you know, terror on the back roads kind of movies, the duels, the joy rides, all those. This is a classic of that subgenre. If you have never seen it, it is a very dark and nihilistic, and like think Seven. I feel like if you like Seven, you will like The Hitcher. So yeah, any other thoughts before I read this the back of the box?
You know, Rutger Hauer kind of plays a type in a lot of his movies, and this to me is probably his scariest nuts.
Yes.
Like I don't know if he's what was his character in Blade Runner? Batty. I mean, he was obviously nuts on a certain level in that movie, but this I think is probably his. Yeah, but in that one he's a replicant, so you kind of just give it a pass as, oh, he wasn't even human. He's theoretically human, which there's this whole thing I go down a rabbit trail talking about how I actually think he's a supernatural force in some level within this movie. That. Yeah. So, but that being said, if you've never seen it, I will really quick, because you know we're standing here in the video store, I would have handed you the tape. You're reading out the back of the box, and it says, when Jim Halsey, C. Thomas Howell, stops to pick up a hitcher one rainy night, he is soon dying to turn back time. The man, Rutger Hauer, puts a knife to Jim's throat as he tells him to pull past a stranded car on the side of the road. Its occupants have already been brutally slaughtered by the ominous stranger. Now a bloody game of cat and mouse is about to be played out on this desolate stretch of highway, and every car that passes and every poor soul who rides that road are going to take part, whether they want to or not. Terror alert! The Hitcher is a stretch for actress Jennifer Jason Leigh, especially when she's... I don't know why they put that on the back of the flipping box, and I probably just cut that part out. One hell of a spoiler.
That's like a massive on the back. I don't you love it when they do that on the back of the box? They put a freaking spoiler to one of the most pivotal, upsetting scenes in the movie. So read most of the box, just not all of it. but yeah. So Hitcher, 1986. That is my recommendation. It is a fantastic movie. I feel like it's one of those that when it came out, it got a lot of crap because it was just so kind of dark and
for the
bleak.
time it was...
Bleak. That's the word I was saying. It's bleak.
Yeah,
but it's super violent. But I think C. Thomas Howell's performance is fantastic in this.
That scene that we're not going to talk about either, to me, suspense and anxiety building wise, it's
bad.
up there with like the Fulci zombie and the eyeball.
Yeah,
like, you're just like, do it or don't get it over with.
And the best part is because what it doesn't show you in a way is so much worse than what it could have shown you.
Yeah.
It's just, definitely check out The Hitcher. If you've never seen The Hitcher, you should definitely check it out. In the comments below, please do not spoil that scene that if you have seen it, you know what we're talking about. But if you have seen it, do you love The Hitcher? Do you love terror on the highway, desolate stretches of road with killers on the road?
Talk to us about road movies. I would love to, because I'm sure there's got to be 100 road movies that we've never seen. If you're a fan of that subgenre as well, and you know of anything that you think might surprise Joel and I, please leave it in the comments.
Indeed, please do. So on that note, make sure you visit us next week with our movie rental quick pick recommendation. And in the meantime, remember, at Mom and Pop's, our love of...
Identity. Speaking of road movies.
Fantastic movie. Never stops.